The Lids4Kids welcome video. This is Tim Miller. I'm based in Canberra. I'm just your normal suburban everyday house dad. This is our place here, the home of the Holden Rally team and Lids4Kids. And what we did about 3 months ago is we set up a Lids4Kids collection point at our Aranda Street Library. So over here is the street library where kids come pick up books, drop off books, a whole bunch of adults do it as well. We had this little blue bin here next to it. This is where we collect bottles and cans. So a whole bunch of people from the neighbourhood have been donating those for about a year, and we've been taking the lids off that and saving them, and we filled up a wheelie bin full of plastic lids before we decided to start inquiring what we could do with them. We started off with a small bin. Now we have a full-size wheelie bin. And this actually gets filled up every third day by lovely volunteers around Canberra. We've got 225 collection points in Canberra alone. And I'd say about half of those lids are coming in already pre-washed, pre-sorted, and in individual bags of colours pre-counted as well, which is what really helps us out. If anybody does want to drop off bottles and cans, they can do that as well. We've got these huge tubs here. This is how a lot of our lids used to arrive. We'd get them in wheelie bins, bulker tubs, bulker bags, these big kilo bags here. So if you've got bottles and cans that you're happy to donate to us, we'll use that as part of our charity fundraising for our Outback Charity Rally team. 100% of the funds that we raise for the Holden Rally team go towards charity support kids. We do the Variety Bash. We also do the Endeavour Rally. We've entered the Shitbox Rally, and we're also looking to do a Camp Quality Escapade Rally soon. So that's just Holden Rally team on social media. So any bottles and cans that you can donate to us, yeah, as I said, 100% of that goes towards our charity fundraising. This is the bags that some of our lids in arrive sometimes. When you come to our place to drop your lids off, there's a little sign here that says you can just drop them off the footpath. So you can come up here to our front veranda, and the lids that come here come from cafes, primary schools, retirement villages, government departments. You can see here some of them get dropped off in little bags and boxes. These guys have sorted them all into individual colours. Bread tags there as well. We take bread tags, which is great. Thanks very much, guys. These are a whole bunch of lids that we've got here. We can't use them for Lids4Kids because all of these ones here are too hard. So the yellow ones, the green ones, these orange ones, you'll notice if you look very closely, they've got like a rubber insert. So any of these lids that are basically the squishy test, if you pick up a milk lid, you can see that a milk lid is really squishy. But if you pick up one of these fruit juice lids, they're really hard. So if you've got any lids that have a rubber insert, or if the lid's really hard and you can't squash it, or if it's one like this where it's two-tone, unfortunately we can't use them. But what we still do, bring them in, we still wash them, because all of these, we've got heaps and heaps of them, thousands of them. These get collected by kindies, daycares, preschools and home daycare groups, and they use them for craft. Mosaics, little go-kart wheels, whatever they do, they've got it for the whole year. Then they can use them for counting, improves little kids' fine motor skills, stuff like that. And then at the end of the year they can chuck them out, but at least the lids had a second life for hundreds of times longer than it got while it was on a bottle for a short time. Here's how some of our other lids arrive. We give everybody that takes a tub here one of these sheets where they can fill it out. So you can see here, it's got all the instructions of what to do to the lids, how to wash them, what we're after, and they can fill out, you know, how many lids of each colour they've got. And then all of these bags, all of these Ziploc bags that come in, we reuse every single bag. So all of these ones, you can use old bread bags, the fruit and veg bags from the supermarket, we reuse those. These bags, garbage bags, every single bag and box that the lids come in, we then recycle and is reused for the next pickup. And this amount that we've got here, we get this every day. Obviously I can't, with my medical condition, I can't carry all the boxes around, I can't lift up big loads. So I'm very, very fortunate that we've got dozens of volunteers here in Canberra that come by every other day and help me sort through these lids, And basically what we're doing, this is where you can come and pick them up from. So we've got a swap and go type system where we've got these tubs that are about the size of an esky. When they're full, they're about the same weight as carrying a heavy washing basket full of clothes to your clothesline. So in here, you can take a tub of these home. So if you don't have a school or a cafe or a business that you can collect lids from, but you still want to help out Lids4Kids, you can come and pick up one of these tubs, and these are all lids that need to be washed. So what I do is I put them, look, I don't fill up the bath, sorry. I probably put about, I don't know, 4 to 5 inches worth of really hot water into the bathtub with some clothes washing detergent. I empty the tub into the bath and I let it sit there. It probably needs at least a couple of hours, but I usually forget about it and leave it overnight, and then just put them out to dry the following day. And this is the pack that we give you. So it's got 5 big bags, 10 medium-sized bags, and 5 small bags. It's got the instruction sheet on the front, so you can put your name. You might be part of a team. We've got a lot of teams from schools and scout groups and nursing homes and cafes, even just family teams where they use their family name. And we put them all on a little bit of a leaderboard just for those volunteer. Not everyone does it, just a lot of volunteers that like having a bit of friendly competition. Here's all of the other bags that we get. Where we repurpose all of those, and then into the backyard here, this is Lids4Kids Central. So some of the colours that we haven't got a chance yet to sort through are these ones here. These are other tubs waiting to go, so they've all been colour sorted, counted, and there. And then the dirty ones that we get that haven't been washed, before they get sorted, they just sit here. You might recognise that green tub. That's the very first tub that we put out at our library. So these are unsorted lids. So they've come from the recycling centres, sport clubs and bins that have been outside, and they've got everything in them, from broken glass, straws, plastic. We often get a lot of asthma puffers, aluminium, a lot of metal lids, pop-top lids, and these aren't the sort of lids that we can use. So what we do with these is I've got volunteers that come around. One of them's awesome. Is Rosemary helps me out with storage in Scullen, and Tracy helps me out with sorting lids. But we've also had a couple of groups of house dads. We've had some stay-at-home mums. We've had some homeschool mums. They bring the kids around because we've got Trampoline Playground. I've got 3 little boys under 10, so my boys play out here every day. And what we do, I can't physically do it because my back's pretty buggered and I've got a chronic pain condition, so I'll sort of show them how to do it. At best I've got about 15 to 20 minutes in me each day, but we go through a pile of lids here and then we sort them into 3 different types of metal. So your aluminium lids, the steel lids, and the aluminium with a bit of plastic. We've got the lids we can use, lids we can't use, some rubbish, some soft plastic, the recycling. And so all of these ones that we go through here, the reason I sift it on a bread crate is because when I upend the tub into it, it's easy for me to, take these lids and flick them into the right ones. All the milk lids we can use, the metal lids, they can go with those. These little ones, these suck a little bit because you've actually got to pull out the little rubber insert. But I'll stress, just in Canberra at this stage, nowhere else, just in Canberra, we are saving the metal lids because we're able to take them into a metal recycler and cash those in. But you're all, asthma puffers, not so good. But all of this other plastic that we can't use, we do keep it aside, and that's it all there. So all of the pop tops, the vitamin lids, the cordial lids, the fruit juice lids, all of these lids that I know you guys want us to be able to find a home for, unfortunately we can't use them. We also get quite a lot from hospitals and things like that too. And then we have also stockpiled here the metal lids. So once we've got enough of those sorted, we'll take them over as well. So here's, yep, that's sorting central. So once we've got through a clean tub, by the time you get it, we're obviously taking bread clips as well, as I mentioned, so we keep those out. Check this out, that's all the glass and rubbish that comes out, cigarette butts, all sorts of junk. So we make sure that the tubs you pick up to help us wash don't contain all that stuff. You just get lids. So the main job is also just taking out these little white inserts. I did say in my very first video that they could be put into the red cycle or the soft plastic cycle and go outside Woolies and Coles. That's not actually the case, so I apologise for that. These are actually made out of foam and have to go into landfill, unfortunately. So then when we get the tubs dropped back, as I showed you up on the front veranda, they come in here into our studio, and this is where we sort them all. So across the back wall there, you can see that we've got every colour: dark brown, caramel, cream, gold, green, silver, yellow, light blue, dark blue, clear, white, pink, purple, orange and red. And so what we do is we open up these individual Ziploc bags of colours. We write down, we transfer the total that you've got here into whatever current box we've got, so we've always got a running total. And the reason we're counting them, it's not just to drive all you poor guys nuts, it's just at this early stage we want to get an average of how many fit into these boxes, which are awesome. They've all been donated by Storage King. So as we fill them up, we want to get a bit of an idea of how much is in each one. So you can see it does differ a little bit. Reds, we've got 10,000 in that one. Black, 8,500. Sometimes it's only 5,000 if they're all big lids, and sometimes it's been up to 12,500 if they're all small. But once we've got an average, we'll be able to use those to give to people that inquire, specifically media, potential sponsors, but also everybody that asks us. We always get the same three questions, which is, how can I get the lids to you? How can I set up a collection point in my town? And what are you going to do with all the extra millions of lids once you get them? So I can assure you that they're all going to a good home. As many as that can possibly use by the charity converting them into mobility aids for kids will. And any extras will go to smaller plastics projects of volunteer groups, basically not-for-profit groups that are also looking at providing, making plastic products of benefits to kids. Now, this is one that I stuffed up. On the colour sheet, I called it aqua. That's what's happened when you've got a red-green colourblind guy as your national coordinator. It's actually a teal, or a real turquoisey teal. So this is aqua. So I'll correct that to teal. So the way we do it is, because there's 11 shades of blue, and at this stage we only want them sorted into light and dark. If it's lighter than this, like these guys here, put that into light blue, and if it's darker, put it into dark blue. So that might save a little bit of I guess, sleep for some people, because obviously you spend a fair bit of time sorting these. And also these translucent or clearish type blues, they still go in light blue. So any blue that's lighter, light blue, any blue that's darker, and in the middle, you don't actually come across them that often, to be honest, that's teal, so that's the middle one. As I mentioned outside, all the ones we can't use, unfortunately, also includes these really cool squeezy yogurt tops. We can't use those, but wash them up and get them to your local daycare, because they love making pictures out of them. So that's probably it. So once it goes there, I've got volunteers as well that come in. In Canberra alone, I think I've got 80 to 150 at various stages. Volunteers come and help me sort, collect the boxes, do the wash and go. And then I've got an awesome team, Boar, his young daughter Rin, as I said, Tracy, that helps me sort. I can't name everybody because there's literally hundreds and hundreds of people that are helping out just in Canberra alone. Yeah, so that's it. It's a completely 100% backyard volunteer operation at the moment, and this scene that you see here is being replicated all around the country, because I'm just the regional coordinator for Canberra, but there is 32 other regional coordinators that have completely volunteered their time, adjusted their lives, put a little bit of time away from their family. You'll know who they are if you've got a regional coordinator in your area, which every single part of Australia does. So I can't thank them enough. As I said, I can't name them all individually because there's more than 30 around the country, but thank you so much to every single person that has taken the time to collect the lids, rescue them from landfill. And I think it's something that we've noticed, that even a kid that's 3 years old can understand the benefit of keeping these lids out of landfill. And also the fact that you get social benefits that I've learnt from sorting these lids. Kids are learning how to count, they're learning how to colour sort, they're developing their fine motor skills, as I mentioned before. But a lot of people that are carers for disabled kids, or carers for people that live in retirement villages, they've found that just counting and sorting the lids in a non-patronising sense at all, because they know that it is a good environmental cause. It's helping, people that have Alzheimer's, dementia, and also people recovering from strokes. And not least of all, some of the social benefits that I've found, particularly because I suffer from chronic pain, I won't rattle off the whole lot, but Crohn's, chronic pain syndrome, fibromyalgia, even tinnitus, having something ringing in your ears all the time. Having a project like this that you can focus on, you meet lots of like-minded people, and everybody that you meet, regardless of their situation or their background, really wants to help. So thanks for giving up 15 minutes of your life to watch this video. I haven't done one before, and I apologise for that. I'm just incredibly, I guess, camera shy. But I just want to thank you all sincerely for coming on board with this project, whether you're in Broome, down in southwest WA, Tasmania, far north Queensland, even in Norfolk Island. I understand they're collecting. So thanks very much, guys. Every scout group, every school, every cafe. This is something that unfortunately every local and state government hasn't been able to tackle, is the recycling and repurposing of these lids. And the sad part is that every single one of them is completely recyclable, but it's taking the grassroots project like this one, which I can only say I honestly started by accident. Literally all I did was just put a white bucket here, put it on Facebook, and it exploded. So I can't take credit for any of it, but I need to thank everyone that's become involved. That the one thing that you can tell your kids and you can inspire them with is that no matter how young you are, how small you are, even if you are only one person, just saving those handful of lids, when we get them all together, it's going to save literally thousands of tonnes from landfill over the couple of years that we will measure it at the start, and then hopefully we can get some big backers that will help us out. Because the next step, obviously, is we're collecting the lids, we've got the processes in place, but now we need some money, not from the general public. Please don't set up GoFundMes or anything like that. We want to get corporate sponsorship and government sponsorship to buy the granulators and the extruders and the plastic moulding machine now, so that we can get stuck into making some other stuff. And literally anything that can be made out of plastic can be repurposed with these lids. So whatever ideas you've got, fire them into your town coordinator, into your regional coordinator. Take the ideas to your schools, ask your schools what could they use. Do they want a whole bunch of rulers, sharpeners, protractors, lunch boxes? Can we make playground equipment, boardwalks in national parks, fence posts for blaze aid, just things like that. Send us in your ideas, and maybe between us all, each individual, collectively we can save the world. All right, thanks very much, guys. See ya.